Jones. I didn't have to call him because I was still coming back up there, going out to eat big old steaks because I worked for him whenever they had parties. He said, well, he want to go to school. Well, guess who we went to school with? The graduate director of the University of South Carolina. Not sure if I deserved it, but it was there on the plate waiting for me to take it. These things are here on campus, off campus, alumni, waiting for you to take it. Y'all don't have to leave Wofford College without a plan. If you don't have an internship before you leave there, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. If you're not shaking hands and thanking alumni when they come to you after those games, don't be a knucklehead and start thinking about where you're going to go hang out. Think about your future. That's going to always be there. I wouldn't go sometimes. I don't want to go over there for what? Go front, be fake? Shutting down opportunities I was afforded, young and dumb. They wrote letters of support. They asked for 3 letters to go to graduate school. I had 6. Had a 2.27. Didn't think I could get in based on my grades. I got an interview. I prepared for the interview. Oh, I'm going to win. Those life lessons of football, not quitting. Oh, you cramping up now. It's all in your body now. Oh, my back hurt. No, it was all in my head. When you got to push through that 10th day or that 14th day, 2 days, you don't know what it feels like when you're in the real world. It ain't nothing but a mind game. Your body won't hurt. You can tell yourself anything. I was able to reach back to some of those lessons I got here at Wofford College. What I call informal education. Not in the classroom. Not in a book. They didn't coach me from no book. They coached me from here. They believed in me. They demanded the best. I wasn't even demanding the best out of myself because I didn't believe I deserved it. That's what some of us wallow in. I hear Coach say some of us got it and some of us don't. Why? All you gotta do is watch the man in front of you, the man that's doing it before you. Mimic, imitate. Whatever big word you smart Wofford College kids want to use. No, not focus. That's why. When we all go through it, I want to help you not go through it. They wrote the letters. I got a conditional acceptance in the graduate school. Conditional means you can't make less than a B. If anybody know about grad school, I ain't gonna speak for it. You can't make less than a B anyway. So on its face, it looked like that I wasn't qualified, but I was. I get accepted. I don't get any funding, which means that I had to pay my way to go to school. Didn't get a job like research assistants do. The only mentor I had, the only black male professor I ever had in my life, passed away last week. He hired me in the Violence and Substance Abuse Prevention Center at the University of South Carolina in 1995 and paid me $10 an hour to drive him to middle schools all over the state and make presentations about alcohol and drug abuse prevention. Another person in my life that believed in me, and I'm not even sure I deserved it. I didn't have the grades like the rest of the kids applying, and I ended up making more money than they did. Getting much better research experience than what they did. I'm talking about being fortunate and being blessed and understanding that responsibility and owning everyone in the room. I'm talking about really growing up. I'm talking about taking it by the horns. Being serious with your life. Understanding that you're going to always owe somebody. And that's a good thing. Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers were the first interracial roommates in the NFL. Interracial roommates. I got to Wofford College. I met a young man named Aldo Camusi. I called him crazy one morning in camp. Who's this scholarship kid always smiling, talking to me as a walk-on, calling me crazy? I didn't mean nothing by it. I saw you run to a kickoff to the wedge head on 3 times in a row and it didn't stop. That's crazy to me. He started laughing. Sits down, we break bread together. Aldo became my stockbroker. Aldo sat me down in those breakfast checks that you have to make with the Dow Jones, with a newspaper. He said, come on, let me teach you something. Student of life. You want to learn. I may not have been doing it in the classroom, but I got so many lessons here at Wofford College. It's the differences that made us attracted to each other. He knew nothing about race. He's Italian and Venezuelan. He didn't carry this anger that I carried. He wanted to understand that why. I was like, well, I'm not exactly sure. First year at Wofford College, he took me home for spring break with him in Boca Raton, Florida. At that moment, it was the third richest city in the nation. We went through 2 armed guards to get to his home. All of them addressed him as Mr. Caruso. He was 19 years old. I was confused. I had never been out of state of South Carolina. What are you talking about? Red Lobster looked like our McDonald's. That McDonald's looked like our Red Lobster. That was my little analogy. There were bubbles on people's houses. I was like, what is that bubble? He's like, that's not a bubble. That's the owner of the Atlanta Hawks. He built a gym for his son. He started changing my whole trajectory and understanding that, wow, these are real people here. I don't have to accept where I'm from. I can really raise the expectations in my life and in my community. He taught me $1 was just as valuable as 1,000. Made my first investment for me. Took me to my first World Series baseball game. I sat behind home plate behind Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter. And the Cleveland Indians played tomorrow. Exposure. When you're in them classrooms, when you're walking off this practice field, get to know each other. My lifelong friends graduated from Wofford College and went through tour-a-days with me. Frat Brothers and Paul. Those are my resources now. When my daughter wants to be interested in finances, I got one of my football players from Wofford College to pick up the phone and call. She don't have to navigate life like that and be confused. You don't have to navigate life confused, Quay. We're here. Take advantage of us, fellas. That's what resources are about. We want to balance the playing field. So I go to USC, get a master's degree in criminal justice. I started doing research on alcohol and drug offenses committed by juveniles in 3 counties in the state. Florence, Richmond, and Greenville. And came up with this whole idea that we could reduce juvenile incarceration if we have alternative programs to incarceration. Therefore, I was the first juvenile drug court coordinator for the state of South Carolina. Ironic, right? I just started talking about 1985 to 86 being what, selling what? Look at the opportunity to grow. If you don't stunt your growth, maybe society won't either. There are people out there that believe in it. They're in this room. I keep honing on that. You got to believe it for yourself. I get the opportunity, do a good job, wasn't satisfied. Wasn't enough for me. I decided to get another master's certificate in alcohol and drug studies because I really want to understand